as well. This next one's actually a really interesting treat that I want to share with all of you. I have been in the frequency space, the coaching space, the personal development space for a long, long time. And when I work with clients, I'm always looking for the thing that I can give them, teach them the modality that they need to incorporate in their lives that will impact their life in a positive way. Well, most people don't do a lot of those types of things. People don't, want to spend time, meditating, or, breath work is big, or laying in a certain way for a period of time. So what I love about what you're about to hear right now is technology that is revolutionary, technology that is going to change the way that you move throughout the day. It's going to change your state. It's going to elevate it. It's going to calm it. It is beyond anything you've ever heard about before, and we have it on our platform. And I had the pleasure to meet the CEO and founder, Jim Poole, who's going to come on here in a second. Jim, in fact, come on in. I want to see your face. But Jim Poole is the CEO and founder of a company called NuCalm, and I'm going to let him share this technology with you. I'm going to let him share with you the people that are using this product, some big names that you're going to hear that are using this product, and then we're going to get a chance to see why and how this works so good and so different than anything on the market. So Jim, thank you for allowing me to be more focused, more clear, more relaxed, asleep better. I'm happier. I'm just in a state of my mojo-esque-ness. So I thank you for that. It's been 3 months
Welcome,
I've been on
everybody.
this. 3 months I've been on this, and I thank you. I'll turn it over to you.
For a couple of years, I was working with a speechwriter for the United States presidents. He lived in the White House for 40 years. His favorite president was Gerald Ford. His favorite first lady was Lady Bird. And NuCalm was changing his life. And he was a smart guy. And we'd talk and we'd talk. And he'd be like, Jim, I love learning from you. And I love learning about my brain. But to be honest with you, all that really matters to me is when I use NuCalm, my wife thinks I'm sexier. My kids think I'm funnier. That's the truth of what we're about to talk about. So today, it's February 20th, 2025. And if we want to be honest with ourselves, we're not really living as a human species the way we want to be. Our stress levels are the highest they've ever been. Our anxiety levels are the highest they've ever been. Our sleep levels are at the worst they've ever been. We're kind of a mess. And post-COVID, our central nervous system and our exhaustion levels are peaking as well. Well, if I said to you, there's a way, there's a method, there's a path that we can actually allow you to sleep like a baby every night. There's a way for you to recover, restore, feel good, just get rid of your stress every day. There's an opportunity for you to focus on demand. When I say focus, I mean no distractions. I mean a unilateral thought pattern, intentional, and just crush it mentally. Or if I said, hey, we can help elevate your performance level to that of super achievers. And we can do this naturally, reliably, safely, and easily. You're probably going to say, sounds too good to be true. You're crazy. And I said the same thing 16 years ago. So our company and our journey began in 1990, 35 years ago. The esteemed neuroscientist, naturopath, quantum physicist, Rhodes Scholar at Oxford, a brilliant genius amongst geniuses, went on a quest to try to figure out a way to help resolve complex trauma, and addiction. In the 7 diagnosable anxiety disorders, trauma is the hardest to live with, and your frequency is going too fast, and your mind is too scattered, and you're hypervigilant, you're fearful, you're agitated, you're irritable, you're not sleeping, you're in a repeated memory pattern of trauma that's kind of exercises that body's fight or flight. That's where this all started. 19 years of invention. It took this gentleman, who by far was the smartest human I'd ever met. It took him 19 years to figure this out. Why? Because the brain is complicated. So if you're going to try to solve a complicated problem, the solution is going to be complicated. So today, as humans, I don't think we're aware of this, and this may be the first time you thought about this, but we don't really manage our state of mind internally. We use external stimulation to manage our state of mind, and we don't even really know why we're doing it or how we're doing it. But today, this afternoon, if you were mentally lethargic, you might have a Red Bull, a 5-hour energy, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, you name it, a multi-billion-dollar accelerant, high-energy caffeine drink. If you're in psychic pain, you may have a glass of wine. If you're really struggling and you want to get out of psychic pain, you might engage in recreational drugs or psilocybin or ayahuasca. If you're feeling anxious, you might take an anti-anxiety pill. If you're feeling depressed, you may take an antidepressant. If you're having trouble sleeping, you may take a sleeping pill. You can also exercise, intimacy, oxytocin, kiss, hug, conflict, anger. All of these elements we use on a daily basis, minute by basis, hourly basis to manage our state of mind. But there's another way. There are two ways to trick the human brain. And when I say trick the human brain, I mean dial up or dial down the speed of the frequency of your brain. You see, your brain, my brain, Rhonda's brain, Tony's brain, Rod's brain, everybody's brain oscillates in the same operating system. It's a 41 hertz frequency range. Now, many of us have heard of delta or alpha, maybe gamma or beta. There are 5 categories. Delta, theta, and alpha are slow waveforms, and that's in sleep. Beta and gamma are faster frequencies, and that's in action. Now, if we think through this, the hypervigilant, fearful, agitated, anxious mind, it's going to make sense to you. Its frequency's going too fast. And when the frequency's going too fast, the breath becomes shallow. Oxygen's not getting to our brain where we want it to get to. So a lot of things are happening. We can trick the brain. We can manage the brain without caffeine, alcohol, drugs, pharmaceuticals. The first way is called frequency following response visual stimulation, made famous by Sigmund Freud in a pocket watch. So you literally follow a frequency to elicit a response. And if this is slower, the brainwave begins to slow down. Now, unfortunately, about 35% of the human population can avoid this way to be managed because their amygdala, their fight or flight, their inflammation, they're scared, their fear, their control matrix is too strong. The other way to do this is through the auditory motor cortex, using your ears to present your brain with a signal that your brain is all too happy to synchronize to that signal. And voila, that's what we've done. So Dr. Holloway created a neuroacoustic software, which is a term we invented 20 years ago. Neuroacoustic software is algorithms, physics, mathematical matrices, nonlinear oscillating algorithms. It's a whole plethora of information designed to naturally guide, either slow down or speed up the frequency of your brain, like a thermostat. Back in the day, we used to turn a dial and, hey, we want to get cold in here. That's all we're doing. We then compose beautiful music on top of the physics. Now, it takes us 16 to 26 months to compose a single track because our composers, who are brilliant, have to compose music on top of a mathematical matrix. It's the physics that's doing all the work. So, ladies and gentlemen, what Dr. Holloway invented and we commercialized beginning in November of 2009 is the first patented, clinically proven method for you and me and everybody to gain command and control of how we want to think, when we want to think, why we want to think. We can, as humans, have 2 choices. One, we can allow our brain to manage our thought pattern, which most of us do, which is fear, stress, anxiety, worry, anticipatory anxiety, agitation, feeling overwhelmed, expectation, or we can take command of this and dictate how we want to feel. So this product, I know sounds too good to be true. Trust me, I thought the same thing. In 2009, because we're a neuroscience company, I gathered 52 of the world's leading academicians, scientists, and doctors. And I'm not talking proctologists or internists checking my blood pressure. I'm talking about NASA mathematicians, medical oncologists, psychoneuroimmunologists, and the world's leading statistical biophysicist, Dr. Chung Kang Peng at Harvard Medical School. We didn't buy their voice. They bought NuCalm. We didn't pay them a stipend, and we didn't tell them how to do the research. I simply said, hey, our scientist is smarter than you. What? Our scientists invented this. What? How does it work? Like this. Would you like to corroborate it or destroy it? That's how we started this. And over the course of time, from 2009 to 2015, we went through the FDA. We were a FDA Class 3 highly regulated medical device. We went through Health Canada. We went through military approval. We went through NSF Certified for Sports. So we went through all the regulatory bodies. But more importantly, for 5 years, we studied stage 4 cancer patients versus the Chicago Blackhawks. So we learned the most from the extremes. Stage 4 metastatic cancer, the body is beginning to depreciate to the end of life stage versus professional athletes. And guess what? This technology had the same physiological impact on both populations. 5 years of research, irrefutable quantified evidence from the best scientists in the world, independent, objective. This product, NuCalm, was awarded the world's first and only patent for balancing the health of the human autonomic nervous system. I know it's a mouthful, and you may or may not remember 10th grade biology and understanding the autonomic nervous system, but let me give you a little insight. The autonomic nervous system manages your involuntary bodily functions, like your digestion, your heart rate, and your breath. It also manages your fight, flight, or freeze mechanism, your ability to survive, and fear, stress, worry, depression, anger. So it's a big part of our physiology. Our product has the only patent in the world for balancing that aspect of your brain. So 16 years ago, we launched to the world the only patented clinically proven technology that can lower human stress and improve sleep quality without drugs. And 16 years later, we're still the only company in the world. How do we do it? We use your ears to carry a signal to your brain that your brain happily follows. Our main product is called Rescue. It slows down your brain within 8 minutes to 4 hertz, which is synonymous with being a meditating monk. You're just above deep sleep, so it's like a lucid dream state. But your body is allowed to heal. This is the restorative aspect of sleep. This is why we need to sleep, and this is the resilience and longevity, the reduction of inflammation when we sleep. It's called theta brainwave function, and it's 4 hertz to 7 hertz. What we do is we simply use your ears, and we say, hey, we know where we want to take the brain. We know that when the brain is in this certain state of theta, 4 hertz to 7 hertz, the body does amazing things called heal. The cells clean their toxins. The mitochondria is restored. So we just take you there. In 2021, after 6 years and $14 million of invested capital, we successfully transitioned from a highly regulated $6,000 Class 3 medical device that was exclusively available only to medical doctors, the Department of Defense, Special Forces, Navy SEALs, Air Force Special Operations Command, the Department of Justice, FBI, Hostage Rescue Team, Border Patrol, professional athletes, celebrities, pilots, and cancer patients. That's the only markets we served for 13 years. And I challenged our team and said, this isn't good enough. We have the only product in the world that can liberate a human from stress and help us sleep, which are 2 key elements to longevity, healthy living, spiritual, emotional, psychologically well-being. We got to do better, and we did. So today, we offer NuCalm, $48 million, 35 years of the world's only clinically patented, proven technology. And we didn't just keep you in the recovery zone. In 2016, I challenged Dr. Holloway, and I said, Doc, if we could take everybody's brain to 4 hertz, and you're in surgery, you have cancer, you're a professional athlete, you're a pilot, doesn't matter. Can we take them to sleep at 0.5 hertz? Yes. Can we take them to creativity at 7.83 hertz? Yes. Can we take them to focus at 18.4 hertz? Yes. Can we take them to high intensity at 41 hertz? See, the answer from Blake was always yes. So it took us 9 years and 6 years and 5 years and 4 years, and it all coalesced. And after 32 years of scientific discovery, we mapped the entirety of the human brain. And we put 6 products, 6 outcomes onto one mobile app and created a monthly or annual subscription so that you can now, literally if you wanted, throw away your coffee, your wine, anti-anxiety, antidepressants, Ambien, all that stuff. You don't need it. You were just using it externally to change the frequency of your brainwave, and you can just put a headphone on, and here you go. So this is what we've done. We've been at this a long time. We have served millions of people. If you want an idea of how powerful physics can be, this is kind of a mind bender. We started in medicine. Today, we've done more than 2,600,000 surgical procedures. okay, in a hospital room, cold, barbaric, bloody, instruments, no general anesthesia, people listening to our physics rescue with an eye mask wearing headphones. That's where we started. And we still today probably did 15,000 surgical procedures today. But along the way, we've also worked with the Department of Defense and our elite warfighters and operators who protect us since 2011, and the FBI and the FBI Hostage Rescue Team and SWAT. We've worked with 78 professional sports teams, many of you know, like the Golden State Warriors, the Washington Capitals, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, lots of winners. We've worked with 58 UFC fighters and 12 world champions. So we've been at this a long time, and here's one thing that we've learned. Every human being, there's a connective tissue for all of us. Our brains are made from the same parts. Yeah, we think we're unique and we think our problems are unique. It couldn't be further from the truth. You all have an amygdala. You all have a prefrontal and frontal cortex. Your brainwave oscillates in the same operating system. So guess what? We're a lot more alike, and our experiences are a lot more alike than we think they are. And here's another immutable law. We all have stress every single day. So this technology isn't seeking feedback from you. I'll present to 30 or 40 people with stage 4 cancer next Tuesday with Dr. Janet Ranicky. I'm not seeking feedback from their brain. We're simply directing them to the outcome we know is going to allow them to heal. Same holds true for everybody and anybody. So from celebrities like Tony Robbins or Jim Quick or Brooke Burke or Mariel Hemingway to pilots, we've been working with the FedEx Pilots Union for pilot fatigue, safety, and restorative sleep for years. This technology serves everybody, doesn't discriminate. And the key here is it's simply easy. Do you have a pair of headphones? Do you know how to use a pair of headphones? You put them on your ears. Do you have a mobile device? Can you press start on a mobile app? That's how easy we've made very complex neuroscience solutions to solve very complex problems that most people don't understand. The traumatized brain is very complex. I'm doing a whole lecture series with neuroscientists on Sunday. It's all about complex trauma. We don't understand how our brain works. We're never taught how our brain works. We don't understand a lot of aspects of our brain. But we do know this. When we're stressed, we're not healthy. When we're filled with anxiety, we're not healthy. And when we're stressed, we don't sleep well. And if you don't sleep well, your cells break down and disease starts. So we can all be better, do better, feel better simply by resolving stress and improving our sleep. And that's what we're here to do. And we do it well because with NuCalm, we can do no harm. We have never harmed a single human in 16 years and millions of experiences. So there you go, Tony.
God, I love it. I'm very grateful to you for going down this path to talk about and work with probably not the most exciting subject to people, but it's the holy grail. I mean, that whole idea of getting stress out of your life, how are you going to do that, right? And you outlined it, what everybody's doing right now, all these different things we're trying, and this thing and that vice. And what I love about this, it's you put it on, don't think about anything. It just does what it's supposed to do. And you always say this 100% of the time. I know Rod's been using it. I know he loves it. So Rod, what has been your experience? Because you are a busy boy as well.
Jim, it's good to meet you on the Zoom. I thank you for your time and presenting to all of our leaders and members here. This is exactly what we intended this to be, which is a chance for key leaders to sort of take a second, gauge what they see in front of them as an opportunity for their teams that they're gathering and collecting and putting together to see if they focus on the product or the service. I love your service because I would perhaps even disagree with Tony. I think it is an exciting thing. Maybe you get to my age and getting a good night's sleep, that is the holy grail, right? So I'm down for that, and I really like it. I love the product, and I think it's useful to me. My only challenge is usually more on a schedule issue and remembering to use it. And so the fact that my sleep schedule is so messed up, I think I actually get more benefit from it because those rare hours that I do get or the off schedule sleep I get seems to be more, rejuvenative, better on me for the next day.
Good for you. Yes. And there's nothing better than a good night's sleep. And You know, I think what Tony's alluding to is a lot of times I start a medical lecture and I talk about stress, stress leading to poor sleep leading to death. It's not really how you want to start a lecture. I agree. I agree. But
Yeah.
you know, focus and ignite are they're fun. They're probably the most magical of the two products because when you're sleeping, you can't tell is it working or not. You can look at your, you know, biometrics or your aura ring. When you're in rescue, you're in a lucid dream state. You don't know if it worked or not. You just know you lost sense of time. But when you
Yeah.
put headphones on and within a minute, all your distractions are gone and you're laser focused, and 30 minutes goes by and you've lost sense of time, you're like, wow, that's like magic. And then with Ignite, okay?
Mhm.
So Ignite. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You got a big meeting at 4. You're really not interested in participating in it, and you're trying to figure out ways to get out of it. You put Ignite on, 13 minutes, it's Katie bar the door. You are so
Yeah.
energized. And the beauty of it is we can energize you through physics and natural means without absorbing caffeine and catecholamines and acid and cortisol in your belly, right? There's no side effect to just amplifying your brainwave. So you're gonna have a blast kind of playing with all the different varieties. I don't use it for health, Rod. I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you. 56
Yeah.
years old. My immune strength is really strong. My body's a little broken because I wrestled and did martial arts and did all the cool combat stuff. But I use it to perform. I use it to travel. I travel about
Yeah.
250 to 300 days a year. I use it to resolve jet lag. I use it to perform. Like it's been a 16-hour day, but I'm still
Yeah.
going. So I use it as a tool to perform, and I wouldn't have embraced it and done it in kind of the method that I use it because I use rescue every day because I know that if I start my day at 5 and we have international clients and do all that stuff, and then you have a little food at lunch at 2, man, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. So I go and I
Yeah.
to my bed and I put rescue on in 20 minutes. And if I get up, I'll ask my wife, I said, was I snoring? She's like, you were snoring lights out. I was like, that's weird. I wasn't even feel like I was sleeping. And then I get up and I have a whole second day. It's like a
Yeah.
gift. So that's how I use it. I use it to perform at a high level with consistency and endurance.
You know, I think that's a beautiful segue here, and then I'll pass it over to Tony and Rhonda. And thanks again, you guys, for being such a powerhouse group and leading this and hosting all these great discussions and interviews. If I'm looking at this, Tony and Rhonda, I look at it and I say to myself, as an influencer, as somebody who is building a team of influencers and affiliates now worldwide, I'm thinking to myself, I've seen today several great products, a company in Kika in Superior Care Pet that has multiple products available in multiple markets and is launching really in the United States with us and through us. I love that brand because it's expandable. Then you've got, you know, this product, this service, NuCalm, that Jim has created with his team. That I think if you're building a team of people and your team, you want your team to perform, you want them to have something that absolutely they can stand behind and talk to others about performance in their day. I think that's just absolutely critical and great. And then, of course, you know, more than 50% of the world shaves or takes care of something. And so, you know, and all of us guys, you know, we tend to, you were right, Tony, we tend to not care about ourselves or take care of
Yeah.
ourselves as much as perhaps we should. And I like great products. So I think these are great. And if you're looking at all these products and this is what we do. Now we're seeing what it is that Shopley can be for you. You have this cornucopia, this big bucket of great, amazing services and products that's ever expanding in your region, in your country, wherever that country is, wherever that region is. I think it's such a fantastic thing to see it kind of blossoming in front of our eyes. It's really great to see the vision to grow. And so, Tony and Rhonda, thank you. Guests, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Leaders out there, many of you are reaching out directly already to those participating on the Zoom tonight. I love it. Won't always see you, but I'm happy to have joined today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Rod, for all your hard work. You know, the relationships that you're building with all these vendors is something special too. And I know you got a soft spot for these people that you're bringing on. And this is part of our family. This is our community that
Yeah.
we're exposing. And it just feels good. And I'll leave it with this, you guys. The great thing about NuCalm, you guys, they're in every part that every country we're in right now. So it is a digital download. You're going to love it. If you've never been to a Tony Robbins event, if you do put on the Ignite and you listen to Tony, you better have your running shoes on because you're gonna run out of the house and want to go do something. So thank you to all the vendors tonight. I thank you to my wife for allowing me to, do what I love to do, which is share good news to the world. And that's what we do at Shopwell. You guys, we are a community that has a heartbeat, and that heartbeat is to truly help people and serve people. And obviously you can see the vendors, these vendors care just as much as we do. So thank you guys. Hope you had a lot of information. Reach out to the vendors, get some of their affiliate bundles, and then share because you care. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great time, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you, everyone.